Las Vegas Raiders beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in a controversial win for the fan base as it took them out of the number 1 pick overall. Now they're sitting at number 6. They get to host they're flying now to New Orleans, taking on the Saints, who just got embarrassed on Monday Night Football, but it's kind of what we all expected. My name's Tyler, here with my brother Ryan, and we're going to break down this Week 17 matchup between the Raiders and Saints. But before we get into that, Ryan and I, we want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. We hope you all have a phenomenal week with your friends and family. If you like the work that we do and are excited for a lot of 2025 off-season content, be sure to subscribe to The Tracy Take, ring that bell to get notified when videos come out, and leave a like and a comment. Let us know who you think will win and why. And Ryan, I kind of open off the show facetiously just because it cracks me up because it's like I only can imagine what it's like to be a player to then go to a game where you all week you work your butt off because you're so competitive, you want to win these games, and then like your fan sitting right behind your bench in the front row is like tank for Shador. And it's a very interesting dynamic, but at the same time though too, it's I get why fans want their teams to tank because they want their teams to do better, but at the same time though, these players are trying to play for their jobs. Like Aiden O'Connell does not want to tank at all. He wants to win as many games as possible because I'm sure he's looking at it. This quarterback class is not really that great. I bet the Raiders are going to get a quarterback to develop, but he's going to like his shot, I think, starting over potentially Jalen Milroe or Carson Beck or Quinn Ewers next year to keep putting out good film. And also, frankly, too, it's not like he's not the worst quarterback in the league. I mean, I know it's against the Jags. He went 24 for 38 for 257. The last full game he played, if I'm not mistaken, the last full game he played was against Kansas City on that Black Friday game where with the botch snap, and he had a heck of a game then. So 100%, obviously, there are better quarterbacks that the Raiders can go and get. I'm not making that argument that Aiden O'Connell is the guy, but like we were kind of talking about it before, it just feels like there's something about this Raiders team that you kind of like. While on the Saints for the Saints, as a Falcons fan, I like seeing the Saints lose. I hate seeing it this way, where you have essentially a whole second string team going out there because of all the injuries you guys have been going through. It's just really actually honestly sad to watch because like what could have been for this team now that you guys fall to 5-10. But Derek Carr's out, Alvin Kamara's out, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Taysom Hill,
Paulson Adebo, they traded away Marshawn Lattimore. It really has become like the replacements team, and it's been a really tough season for Saints fans, especially like they look like world beaters the first 2 weeks of the season, and then they were 2-0 with the highest point differential in the league. Now they're 5-10, like looking at a early middle first round pick. And it's just a tough reality to swallow after the first couple of weeks. And like, I look here, it's like at ESPN right now, I have the game cast up with like some of the basic team stats and whatnot. And it's like Derek Carr out, Alvin Kamara out, because that's their leading passer, their leading rusher, and their leading receiver. And it's hard for any team to function with that level of injury. Any team that's losing their starting quarterback, losing their starting running back and best wide receiver, that's hard to overcome.
Yeah. And actually, and I'm not going to I don't see him on the stat sheet, but then did Marquez Valdes-Scantling play today?
No, he got hurt today. He's listed as questionable on the injury report.
So it's an absolutely crazy year. But
no. I apologize. He's listed as questionable on the injury report. I don't think he played today. He has a chest injury and an illness.
So it was the game was so lopsided, and it's not even like the Saints were doing anything offensively. Now I was looking at oh no, he was in it. So he was inactive tonight. Okay. Sorry, it was just like you're watching it and it's like, the Saints can't do anything, and then the Packers can't do everything.
Eric McCoy got hurt. That's who I'm thinking of.
Gotcha.
I know it's not a wide receiver. You're even close, but Eric McCoy got hurt with he looked like he got rolled up on. So that's just like one more to the pile there of injuries.
Well, and so that's the thing. Like we kind of went through that and like breaking that down. That's like looking at this matchup. I know the Raiders are going to be the road team, but Brock Bowers is having the best rookie season for a tight end has ever had. It's super early on in his career, but you go look at how effective he is as a blocker. Like his career, effective as a blocker, pass catcher, route runner, everything. His hands. He could be a guy, and this is very overreaction. Actually, I don't think it's an overreaction. It's maybe way too. It's definitely way too early to say. But he could be the guy at the end of his career that we're talking about with the Gronkowskis, with the Travis Kelce's, potentially, just with how elite he is. Because as I already mentioned with Aiden O'Connell, and he's efficient enough and he's smart enough to know to throw the ball to the best player on the team. But like he's not like he is the only guy. He's not the only guy, Jacoby Myers there, but he is the main guy. So teams are game planning around him, and he's still just getting all these yards. He's helping out the best way that he can. And I just go look at the Saints team. I don't know how they're going to stop this guy at all. Even tonight, like Tucker Kraft, their tight end, 3 catches for 63 yards as well. Like this Saints defense is also decimated on that side. And I think you're going to get Brock Bowers bunch in there. I think Aiden O'Connell's getting has a good rhythm with Jacoby Myers. He's been playing with him now for a year and a half, I think. And so the running game was starting to pick up a little bit with Sincere McCormick, but unfortunately he's on IR now. And so, but in general, the running game for the Raiders has picked up a little bit. That's all relative because have statistically been the worst running team all season. So, and they're going to be going up against the Saints team, this defense who, let's just look at where they're at statistically right now. Yeah, not good. 30th overall in total yards allowed, 28th in passing yards allowed, 30th in rushing yards allowed. They do have 37 sacks on the season, so that maybe could be a way they can get after the quarterback with Carl Granderson and try and stymie Aiden O'Connell a little bit. But I feel like the goal is just going to be to get the ball out of O'Connell's hands in as quickly as possible in those situations when they send a blitz. But to me, kind of just looking at this game overall, I think Raiders fans are going to be more upset that they keep winning because I just don't see how the Saints are going to. I think the Saints will put up points just because the Raiders are nowhere near as good as the Packers. But once again, they just don't have the weapons. And I feel bad for Spencer Rattler. He's definitely getting he's learning by fire here now because he's got nobody to throw to. He's got to somehow manage this offense. It just looks bad on him, but there's not really his fault in general. So I'm going to go with the Raiders here in this matchup. I think Brock Bowers is going to have a game. I wouldn't be surprised if he has another 100-yard receiving day as well. And I wouldn't be surprised also, too, if the Saints are held under 200 total yards again.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Raiders also. This is just this Saints team is just so decimated. I don't even know. I've never seen a team lose so many key starters to major injuries that I can think of off the top of my head. The Lions, I think right now have the most players on IR, but it just feels like defensive player after defensive player keeps getting hurt. Where it's like they have guys breaking femurs, blowing out knees, like key contributors to their offense, just continually doing it. And so it's been a really rough season for the Saints. I think it continues here. And kind of like what you said, they just don't have anyone left, I think, on the offensive side of the ball. So we're both taking Las Vegas. Let's go ahead. Let's wrap this one up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. That is the best way to help out the channel. While you're down there, go ahead and leave a comment on who you think is going to come out ahead. Will it be the Las Vegas Raiders? Will it be the New Orleans Saints? Other than that, we'll see you guys next time.